Okay, I was asked to go over a couple of these questions with you, so we're going to do that right now. These questions involve finding the area of the shaded region, and the biggest thing you need to remember here is how to find the area of anything. So we're going to use the formulas for triangles and circles and squares and whatnot. So let's do just a couple of these. So this one here, it's a circle, and it's got this little chunk out of it. So we need to find the area of the circle and subtract this little chunk of a square out of there. So we're going to start by saying that we know that we have to find, let's make this smaller, we have to find the area of this big circle, and we have to subtract out the chunk, which is the area of the square. Now to find the area of a circle, we need pi r squared, and to find the area of a square, it's side squared. All we need to do here is to put in the dimensions that we were given, and the radius of the circle is given as 2x, so that's what we're going to put in for our r, and the side length of the square is given as x, so that's what we're going to have to put in for our s. So here we're going to go pi bracket 2x bracket squared minus, and since s is just x, this will just be x squared. Now remember your rules of exponents. This 2 belongs to both of those things in there, so I have to square each of these. So when I square the 2, I'm going to get a 4, and when I square the x, I'm going to get an x squared. Now I left a gap in there because that's where we're going to put the pi. This is just the standard way that you usually see it written. Number, then the pi, then any variables that you have written. This pi is technically part of the coefficient. Then we subtract x squared. Now since we're in the factoring unit, it asked us to write the final answer in factored form. So the only way to factor this is to pull out that x squared. So we're going to pull out the x squared, and when we pull out an x squared here, dividing that away, we have 4 pi left. And then x squared divided by x squared is 1. So 4 pi minus 1. Now let's go down and find another one that might be a little bit different. Let's take a look at this one here. We're going to do this not by subtracting off, but we're going to divide it up. So I'm going to make a few divisions here. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take this off to start with. Now I could find the area of the big square and subtract off the area of the square that's inside it, or rectangle as the case may be. But I'm actually going to go a little further and chop this up even more. I'm going to chop this off, and chop this off, and chop this off, and chop this off. Now what we're going to do is find the area of each little individual piece in this whole thing. So let's start over here. Now this doesn't look like it perfectly lines up there, but we're going to have to assume that it does, or we won't be able to do it. So this is going to be 3 wide and c long. So that's 3 times c. Now here is 3 wide by a long. See how it's got the a there? Both of these are 3 wide by, or 3 wide here by a long. So each of these are going to be 3 times a, or just 3a. Now over here we have 3 wide by d long, so that's going to be 3d, and this one over here is exactly the same. And then down here we've got 3 wide by b long, so this is 3b. Now when we put it together for the area, I'm going to say the area equals, and we just have to add up all these pieces. Oh, I missed these little pieces. These pieces are 3 by 3, which means that they're 9, and they're all exactly the same, so we've got 4 of them. So now I'm going to add them all up, starting with, let's start with the a's. Let's start alphabetically. So 3a plus 3a is 6a. And where's the b? Here's the b. We've only got one of those, so plus 3b. And then the c is over here, so plus 3c. And then for the d's, we've got 2 of those, so we actually have 6d. And then the numbers that are left over, we've got these 4 9s out here, so plus 36. Now I went in alphabetical order. That's just the standard way that you're going to see these. You're going to see all of the variables in alphabetical order, and then you're going to see the constant term on the end. Now once again, there's actually nothing I can put together here. There's no like terms to put together, nothing along those things, so the only thing left to do is factor. And each of these has a common factor of 3, so we're just going to pull a 3 out in front of the brackets, and we get 2a plus B plus C plus 2D plus 12. And that should be our final answer. Hope that helps. Give the other ones a try.